Hey everybody, welcome to or back to my channel, My Kind of Stuff, and today is episode 1 of TBR Takedown. Alright, my physical TBR has gotten out of control. I thought I had it like reined in again, and now after my birthday and just some other new books I've gotten, we uh, my TBR cart is overflowing. There's no more room. I have books everywhere, like in every room of the house. Um, I just made a spreadsheet and I have 134 unread books on my shelf. That's that's embarrassing, honestly. So that's what TBR Takedown is all about. We are going to be using a spinner wheel. I put the numbers 1 through 134 on there. We are going to spin it, see what we get, and then whatever number we get will correspond to a book on the spreadsheet that I made. Um, if it ends up being a book like in the middle of a series and I'm not to that book yet, we will obviously just read like the next one in that series. Let's do our first spin and see what we get. Okay, so spin 1. You can't even tell. Book 70. Okay. All right, let's see what that is. Okay, so this is my spreadsheet. I also went through and figured out like if there are audiobooks and if so where I can get them. This Audible column is red here because this is a book that's on Audible, but I don't own it on Audible yet, so I'd have to buy it. And like where it's green, I already have them on there. So we got book 70. Which is Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. And Six of Crows, I believe, is book 1. Okay, yeah. Six of Crows is book 1. The Crooked Kingdom is on here too, but for some reason it's row 67, but whatever, that's fine. Six of Crows is the first book we will be reading for TBR Takedown. Okay, so let's remove 70 from the choice and spin again. So stressful. Okay, number 44. So I'm going to roll up. Oh, we got 44. So Sleep Tight. Okay, that's a newer one that I just got from Book of the Month. All right, let's remove 44 and spin again. All right, book 88. Okay, we're going to spin again because 88 is a Christmas book and it's the beginning of October still. I'm not ready for a Christmas book yet. Maybe you want to consider this cheating, but it's my game. I make up the rules. I won't remove it though. We'll just spin again. If somehow we get the same one again, fine, I'll read it. But we're going to try for a new spin here. Book 14. Way back up to the top. Okay, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I have it on Audible already. I've been meaning to get to it forever. So I guess no time like the present. So that is the third book on our TBR so far. Okay, let's remove that and do our fourth roll. Roll? This is a spin. This is a spinner wheel stuff. Figure your life out. Number 19. We keep landing like right in this same area for some reason, because I keep seeing 80 is like almost a choice, and there's 88 that we already got once. So seems weird that we keep landing in the same spot. But let's go see what book 19 is. Well, we don't have to go far to find it. The Reckoning. So this is part of the Zodiac Academy. I honestly don't know which book I'm on yet. Let me look. Like, I know I read the first two books, but I don't know the names of any of the books to know which book is the third one. Oh, well, conveniently, The Reckoning is the third book, so that is the one we will be adding as our fourth book for TBR Takedown. And let's do one last final spin and see what we get. I was really hoping for some more like spooky season reads, but I guess we're at the mercy of the spinner wheel. All right, last one. Book 1. Let's go see what book number 1 is on the list. Oh, well, honestly, that's perfect. Book number 1 is a book I was reading this month anyway, because it is our 11 horror book club book pick, and that is The Butcher Game. It is book 2 in the Butcher and Wren series, and I'm super excited to get into this one. I just re-listened to book 1 like a week ago. So I'm excited to hop into book 2 a little bit later this month. But convenient that it was book 5 because it'll take me a while to get through all of these. Okay. The spinner wheel gave us quite the stack here. There's some chunky books. So our first spinner wheel pick was Six of Crows. I've read a few Lee Bardugo books. I read the first book in the Shadow and Bone series, and then I read Hellbent and Ninth House. I really enjoyed Hellbent and Ninth House. Shadow and Bone was just kind of fine. It was mid-tier for me. So I'm really interested to see what I will think of this one. Book number 2 is Sleep Tight. I know absolutely nothing about this, but the cover was calling to me when I saw it as one of the Book of the Month options, so I went ahead and picked it up. The third book picked was The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, which is book 2 of the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I read The Serpents and the Wings of Night, which was book 1 quite a while ago, and actually really enjoyed it, and I don't know why I haven't gotten to this one yet. We follow a human girl in a world with vampires. She is an adopted daughter of the Vampire King, and there's this legendary tournament, and she wants to be blessed by the goddess of death, so she competes and kind of makes an alliance with our male main character, and I'm really excited to see kind of how their story continues in book 2. Right, the third book picked was The Reckoning, which is book 3 in the Zodiac Academy. I just read book 1 last weekend. So I'm really excited to get book 3 on here. I was like kind of middle of the road on book 1 when I read it. But book 2 I enjoyed a lot more. These are very much popcorn reads. They're silly, they're goofy. Don't go into it taking it too seriously because you're going to be disappointed. Just expect there to be drama for the sake of drama and no other reason. We are following kids in a magical academy, and it's just a lot of fun and silly and goofy, and I can't wait to continue. And then book 5 was The Butcher Game. Again, this is book 2 in the Butcher and Wren series. I read book 1 a few years ago, and then I reread it last week and still absolutely enjoyed it. And I'm really excited to get to book 2. I'll be reading this one a little bit later this month for our Love and Horror book club. The link for our Discord is down below in the description if you guys want to join us. You still have plenty of time. This book is not very long, and the first book is even shorter. So, like, even if you haven't read the first book yet, you have plenty of time to catch up. I think it's under 300 pages. So, definitely make sure you guys join us if you'd like. And that being said, that's a lot of big books on my TBR. So, I'm going to go get reading, and I will check back in with you guys when I finish my first book. All right, guys, I have officially finished Six of Crows. I'm giving this one 4 stars. Felt, I don't know, I assume this is YA. It felt very YA to me. And I could be wrong and it could not be, but that's just kind of the vibe it gave. But I loved the like motley crew that we put together here. We had the convict, a sharpshooter, a runaway, a spy, a heartrender, and a thief. I liked the different magical abilities that some of our characters had, being able to like manipulate people and hurt them or kill them or heal them depending on how they were raised and trained. Um, and also like some of our characters didn't have magic, and like that was kind of a big source of tension throughout the book. But basically Kaz is like the main criminal prodigy in here. He can kind of do like weird little magic tricks and sleight of hand things. And he puts together this crew to make a bunch of money, and they basically end up saving the world from destruction. Well, trying to pull off this heist. So it was really fun, really unique. I am excited for book 2. And that being said, it is time to jump into the next book, which is Sleep Tight. So I will check back in with you guys when I finish that one. All right, guys, it is quite a few hours later. I'm about to go to bed, but I did finish Sleep Tight, so I wanted to do a quick little update. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I really liked it more than I thought I would. A lot of Book of the Month books have been quite hit or miss for me lately, but luckily this one was a hit. Basically, we follow a detective and her family. Things aren't going well with her husband. He cheated on her, and she's still dealing with a lot of trauma from her childhood, but she can't really fully remember what happened. So she keeps getting like these weird flashbacks. And then all of a sudden, her daughter gets abducted, and now we're following her trying to find her daughter, and it's linked to part of the trauma that took place in her childhood. But one of the main suspects is this guy with multiple personalities. So they're trying to like interrogate and question him, but they have to keep trying different ways to like drag these other personalities out because they were like a defense mechanism from his childhood. So not all of his personalities remember everything or are willing to talk about everything. And it was just really interesting. It's more like psychological thriller than it is horror. And I just had a lot of fun with it. I love a good psychological thriller. And especially when it comes to like multiple personalities and unreliable narrators, because not only does our main character not remember her past, but then this guy doesn't remember his either. And we have a lot of weird characters, and it was just a ton of fun. So, yeah, another one down for TBR Takedown. And next up, tomorrow, I will be starting The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. This one might take me a couple days to get through because it's a lot thicker than I thought it would be. I think it's just over 600 pages. But this is book 2 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I did not read the novella, and I think the novella follows different characters anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Um, I don't know that I care. I'm not a huge novella fan anyway, but I am excited to get into this one because we kind of ended on a pretty big cliffhanger. So yeah, I will check back in with you guys when I have finished. All right, guys, I am back with another reading update. So this morning I finished The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I'm gonna give this one 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I ate this book up. This is book 2 of the Nightborn Duet, which is part of the Crowns of Nyaxia series. Um, it's hard to talk about this because this is a book 2, and book 1 ended on quite a big cliffhanger. But I will say the couple in this book, like, they don't really get together and learn to like trust and accept each other until well over 350 pages into this book. And I just loved the angst, um, the tension built between them, the will they, won't they, can she forgive him, can he grovel and beg for forgiveness? And it was just so, so good. I absolutely ate this up. And then we also had reading sprints tonight for the Love and Horror Book Club, and I started and finished the next book, which is The Butcher Game. I'm a little conflicted on how to rate this one. It is somewhere between a 3 and 4 star for me. I'm probably leaning more towards a 3. I gave book 1 4 stars. Um, and I liked this one a little bit less. It took a while to get into. I think like our 2 main characters from the last book didn't really like have any sort of interaction until like um, I think it was a little over 30% of the way into the book, so it took a while to build to the tension that I knew was coming. It also ended kind of on a vague sort of cliffhanger, not the kind where like you're mad that there's a cliffhanger and you're like hanging on every word until the next book comes out, but it definitely feels like there should be a book 2. From what I can tell right now, it was just supposed to be a 2 book thing, so I don't know if we're getting a book 3 or not, but it definitely feels like it is set up for a 3rd book. And if one comes out, I'm definitely going to read it because this Dr. Ren Muller series has been an absolute delight to read. That being said, next up we need to hop into Zodiac Academy: The Reckoning, and I finished Ruthless Fae, which was book 2 about a week or so ago, and I'm really excited to get into book 3. All right, I have officially finished Zodiac Academy: The Reckoning. I think I'm going to give this one 5 stars. This has definitely been my favorite of the series so far, but this is only book 3. This is a gigantic series, lots of spin offs within the series, which I wasn't sure when I first started if I was going to bother with all of the other like spin-offs and novellas and things like that. But with how much I have been enjoying books 2 and now book 3, I do think that I want to like read them in the recommended order by the authors. So I'm pretty sure now I need to switch to like the Dark Fae series or something like that. Um, but it's still the same world. I think we just follow like a different set of characters for a couple books. Um, Not really sure how many of those I need to read before I switch back to this world. I'll have to look it up and figure out exactly what I want to do, but I I'm just so happy and so pleasantly surprised by this. So yeah, again, easy 5 stars. I just loved seeing these 2 girls really starting to come to their own in the academy and not taking crap from the bullies and forging bonds with people and relationships with some of the boys and um, some of the teachers. And it's just a whole lot of fun. Complete popcorn read. Like, don't go into these expecting like a literary masterpiece. There's obviously a lot wrong with it, and it's a lot of times just drama for the sake of drama. But again, so so much fun, and I can now say that I recommend the series. All right, we have officially finished all 5 books from TBR Takedown this month. I am so happy to be getting some really big, chunky books off my shelf. Zodiac Academy, Six of Crows, The Ashes and the Star Cursed King. All 3 of those were pretty chunky books, and now I officially have them read, and along with Sleep Tight and The Butcher Game. So we're making good progress. I know 5 books doesn't seem like a lot, but any progress is progress. And I've also read some other books off of my TBR this month as well for other projects and things. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be trying to continue this series every month. We might not always do 5 books. I think it's just going to kind of depend what I have going on. But overall, I think this was a success, and I can't wait to do this again next month. Let me know in the comments down below if your physical TBR is as out of control as mine is. And make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!